So when you're born, life can seem beautiful. Something new, full of mystery. Every day is a new day. And you learn some new thing every day. You learn to walk, to eat, to laugh, to cry, to love, and sometimes to hate. But the deeper you go into life, the more you notice how complex some things can be. First and foremost, let's talk about the ticking clock. Life is incredibly short, and the shadow of death looms over us on a daily basis, always inching closer. It's not about spreading fear, but realizing the urgency to make the most of every moment. Think about it. Time is a finite resource, and once it's gone, there's no turning back. So ask yourself, are you truly living, or are you just passing the days again, and again? Now, I know this one can seem a little bit morbid, but bear with me. Sooner or later, each one of us will be forgotten. Our names may fade, our stories may be lost in the winds of time. This is just a reminder for you to live a life worth remembering, even if it's just in the hearts of a few. We remember at this point of history a lot of people that lived back in days, some of them 100 years ago, some of them 1,000 years ago, some of them on a good way, and some of them on the more bad way. But to still remember them. Why? Simply because there was some extremely good people or some extremely bad people. And the point in common they have between them is that both of them impacted the whole planet at some point. Let's take the example of I don't know, Napoleon. It was a leader, he took over about almost the whole planet. He had sadly a sad story at the end, but until this day we still remember him. And in 1,000 years, if the earth is still here, we'll probably still remember him. But we can also take the example of Leopold II, the guy who committed the genocide in Congo, who did a lot of bad things, and we still remember him. Not because he was a good guy, he definitely wasn't a good guy, but remember him because he impacted the earth. Yeah, on a bad way, but he still impacted the earth. So for this one, let's face it, folks, not everyone wears a halo. Sadly, most people aren't inherently good or virtuous, and this is something that I learned kind of late in life. Not everyone has good intention about yourself. They simply keep their darkness hidden. It's easy to be deceived by appearance. People might not always show their true colors until a certain point in life. But understanding these truths help you navigate the complexities of a human relationship with a more discerning eye. I will say for guys, at some point I noticed that most of the things that could really break a friendship are two reasons. The first one is money. When money is involved, you see everyone's true colors, who's a bad and who's a good person. And when girls are also involved, I noticed that a lot of people kind of show their true colors. And if you find a friendship at some point in your life where these two kind of stuff can't break the friendship, these two of stuff make that people don't want to attack your personal space where you got your money and your relationship involved. For me, that's a true friendship. So have you ever wondered why your ultimate goal in life is? The truth is, many of us find ourselves constantly wandering, searching for that elusive state of happiness, but here's the catch. Sadly for you and me, happiness isn't a destination. It's a journey, actually. Accepting this truth allows us to savor the little moments and find joy in the process. Like, let's take the example of a car. You're in a car. If a cars go at 200 kilometers an hour, it's nice. You will feel something nice, but still not better than the moment when the car is actually accelerating. And something I noticed is that the biggest sensation, bad and good, are not into the final destination, but they are in the process. They are in the acceleration moment. When you learn a good news, the best moment of learning this good news is when you go from the point of not knowing this news to going this news. This moment where you see the dopamine touching your whole body and simply feeling something good in your whole body, this is the best moment. But a month later, you maybe will still be good for this reason, but still not as much as the moment as you learned it. Same thing for bad news. Let's say that tomorrow I tell you an extremely bad news. I don't want to give an example, but the moment where you feel most of sadness won't be a year later when you already knew the bad news and it already happened. I think it will be the moment where you go from not knowing this bad news to going this bad news. The acceleration moment. And it's the same thing for life. If sometimes at some point of my life and I reach a goal, I want to become the best, I don't know, tennis player in the world, I probably will be extremely happy the day I become the best tennis player in the world. But I think during the whole process of me playing every day, practicing, watching video, training, losing, winning, the day I finally will know that I will become the best tennis player in the world, going from this point of not being the best tennis player in the world to officially becoming the best tennis player in the world after winning, I don't know, the tournament, or I don't know how tennis works. This little moment of joy will be, I think, one of the greatest sensations that I will feel. And that's because my whole life I trained for one reason: becoming the best tennis player in the world. And the day I finally reach the point where I will go from to being the best tennis player in the world, this sensation, not every human being will be able to feel it at some point. So what I mean with all that is that your goal in life should be to actually find a reason to chase, to be happy. Find a goal and spend every single day of your life trying to reach this goal. Even if you're depressed, even if you're sad, even if you're happy, even if I don't know what, but if you literally spend every single day of your life trying to reach one specific goal that could benefit you and your whole family, friends, and this kind of stuff on the long term, and just focus on it, I think that most of your problem will disappear. And when I'm talking about problem, I'm talking about sadness, laziness, procrastination. All of this stuff will just be past history. So life's poetry isn't always written in the sunlight. Sometimes we must delve into the darkness, sadly, to bring out the most beautiful verses. Embracing the challenge, facing our fears, and overcoming adversity, these are the elements that shapes the most profound, inspiring stories. I can literally give you the same example as I said before with the tennis player. During the process of me becoming the best tennis player in the world, I will sometimes be happy, sometimes I will be sad, sometimes I will feel really frustrated, sometimes I will doubt myself. I will go through every type of emotion simply because having a so big goal is really a roller coaster. And the day you finally reach your goal, thinking about all the things I had gone through to actually reach this goal, again, there is some sensation in this world that could literally change your whole perspective on everything if you just felt this type of sensation. Some people don't want what's best for you. Here's the bitter pill. Not everyone in your life has your best interest at heart. Some people, whether out of envy, competition, or their own struggles, may not want what's genuinely best for you. It's crucial to recognize these dynamics and surround yourself with those who uplift and support you rather than hinder your growth. We all have seen these cringe quotes on Instagram saying that, yeah, sure, if you hang out with 5 millionaires, you'll be the 6. If you hang out with 5 losers, you'll be the 6. Yes, these quotes kind of feel a little bit disgusting to hear with all this motivational and stuff we can see on social media now, but sadly it's something true. I mean, if you hang out with 5 positive people, at some point you become another positive people. You keep hanging out with people that are just constantly sad, constantly lazy, constantly talking about their problems and how bad the life is. I'm sorry, even if you're the most happy person on earth, you at some point will become like them. So growing intellectually isn't just about accumulating knowledge. It's also about embracing diversity. We often find ourselves in echo chambers, surrounded by people who share our views. However, true intellectual growth comes from engaging with those who disagree with, learning from diverse perspectives, and challenging our own beliefs. So this one is my favorite because when I finally understood that, it changed a lot of things for me. Sadly, guys, we are often alone. Loneliness is a universal human experience. Despite the interconnected world we live in, there are moments where we feel isolated. It's not necessarily a negative thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Use these moments of solitude to reflect, understand yourself better, and cultivate self-love. Embracing your own company can lead actually to personal growth and resilience. The hardest thing you will go through in life, most of them, you will go through them alone. And it's a bad and a good thing at the same time. It's a bad thing simply because sometimes you don't even deserve to having this bad thing having to you in your life. But they happen. Life isn't fear. Life isn't about, yeah, I do good, something good will do to me. Sometimes you can be the best person ever, and still bad thing will happen to you. And that's sadly how things can turn out. But most of the experience you will go through in life that are bad for you will actually help you and benefit you on the long term. You will learn from them. You will learn to go through adversity. You will learn to go through hardship, and you will learn to go through things alone, because not everyone will be around yourself forever. Your parents won't always be here for you. Your family won't always be here for you. Even your closest friends, your brothers and all this kind of stuff won't always be here for you. So life kind of teach you at some point that you gotta learn to go through some things alone. And this gets us to the point number 9. We live in a world of bullies. So lastly, let's address this to the elephant in the room. Bullies sadly exist. Whether in school, at workplace, or even on social media, bullying is a harsh reality. But here's the twist. You have the power to stand up against it. Speak out, support one others, and foster a culture of kindness. Remember, you are strong. You are stronger than the words of those who aim to bring you down. If simply some talks, if simply some noise coming out from someone's mouth can actually impact you, I think you're gonna think about it a little more. I know that words can actually hurt, but if you just think about it, it's just some noise coming out from someone's mouth. It's nothing more than that. Even if life sometimes can seem confusing, remember this. You were here for a reason. The only thing you need to be able to reach and overcome everything you want in life, no matter if it's a job opportunity, a business you want to start, a heartbreak, anything, as long as you can breathe, you can do it. I know it can sound dumb, but that's just the case. It's true. Millions of people have gone through the same thing than you before you. And millions of people will go through the same thing as you, after you. The same type of problem, before you and after you. So if they actually made it, why wouldn't you do it? And if most of them actually got through it, it's simply because they were still alive during the challenging time, and with effort and consistency, they made it. As simple as that. Thanks for watching this video. I would highly appreciate if you could take just 2 seconds to like, subscribe and comment, and see you in the next video.